Hello and welcome everybody to a poker chip discussion about some new poker chips available. I always like seeing new poker chips available. It is good for the consumer. It means you guys have more choices. Today we're talking about the Phoenix card room. These are available at thepokerstore.com. I bought these with my own money, a sample set. They're sold under the Pure Clay. It's so confusing. There's Pro Clay and Pure Clay and China Clay. These to me seem very similar to the China Clays from Apache Poker Chip. Just my observation. So real quick, what we're looking at here is the Phoenix mold here on a heavy polymer. So there's no metal slug in here. And they feel pretty good. I don't have the keenest sense of smell, but if I stick them in my nose and like up against my nose and sniff, I can kind of smell a PVC kind of smell, okay? So if you're sensitive to smell, just be advised, okay? Like I said, the pokerstore.com, I'm probably just gonna roll in a picture or something of their website. That's where these are available. And just having a look here, my first impressions are they look very reasonable. I mean, I like the blue 25s. I mean, set up some micro stakes right there. There are denominations on here. It's easy to not put denominations on here. So the 1 can be 1 cent and the 5 can be 5 cents and the 25 can be 25 cents, but they put the dollar sign here. So that's what we have here. And they look very interesting to me. I like China Clays on this channel. I kind of fall in and out of love with them. It's just kind of one of those like, what am I really gaining with this? And it comes down to the texture. That seems to be the strength of China Clays. They do have a pretty good texture. They're not like super slick. They stack well. So the flatness test that I prefer is the pinch the sides. Can you see the wobble here? And listen. So they're not perfectly flat, but in my mind, acceptable. Sometimes you can get spinners. In this case, no. With the recessed label here, obviously not a thing. So some things to consider when you're buying poker chips, all right? Number one is if you like the look and feel, it's hard for me to communicate that across, through the camera to you. And the smell is the other thing that I cannot communicate. But these feel pretty good. They feel similar to Paulson chips, the same kind that you would find in the Bellagio on the Las Vegas Strip, okay? No, they're not exactly the same. They're kind of close, but not too close. So they're not super flat. They have kind of a good texture to them. They kind of smell, they have that smell, and I think they look phenomenal. I just love the look of these chips. They're not like ceramics. I love ceramics. Ceramics are hard and they're kind of clacky. These to me sound really good. And just by way of comparison, I would say these are very similar to like the Majestics available at Apache Poker Chips. Same kind of material, okay? That's how it feels to me. These are called China Clays at Apache Poker Chip. These are called Pure Clay. As far as I can tell, they're calling the same material a different name, okay? So take that for what it's worth. That's my opinion. I'm not 100% sure. That's what it feels like to me. Also similar to Milano's, kind of the same material. So we are going to actually weigh these and measure them before we dive into any more comparisons. And we're going to play a hand at the end. So buckle up for that. We're going to put our dealer, we're going to put the button probably right there. Up here? Yeah, up here. All right. So let's see how much these things weigh. Let's make sure this gets, I actually, at this angle, I can actually not, I have to look up at the, man, I cannot see anything. Let me flip this around here real quick. Grams. All right, it's at grams. I'm looking at my viewfinder. It looks zeroed. All right. So you're looking between 9 and 10 grams is what you're looking for. 9.2. And you like them to be consistent. 9 grams. So they weigh around 9 grams. They have nice smooth edges. One of the nice things about China clays are their edges. Back in the day, 9.4 on that one. Some of the ABS chips had kind of a sharp edge with some flashing on it. Another 9.4. But China clays always have smooth edges, which I really like. They do well. So between 9 and 9.4, so 9, 9.5, right there in that range. They shuffle pretty well, you know, not perfect. Well, this one was pretty good, but earlier when I was shuffling, I just, you know, it's not going to be a perfect shuffle every time. We are going to do measure the width and thickness here. There are metal calipers. I know, hey, listen, I paid for these with my own money. I'm going to, if I scratch them, we will survive, okay? That hasn't been a problem. Let's zero this, make sure we're good here. All right, looking for the best way to do this so you can see what's going on. All right, so we have 39.79. This one is 39.77. So pushing that 40 millimeter, 39.84, pushing that 40 millimeter size. Yeah, very interesting. Thicknesses are usually like 3.3. Is that what we're expecting? 3.32. Let's see if we can throw in another one. 3.20. Let's grab a stack of 10, just kind of take an average here. What are we looking at? 5, 10? Yeah, all right. So let's measure all of these. Averaging about 3.28 millimeters, 3.29 millimeters on thickness there. Lovely, very normal, nothing outrageous. All right, now here's the fun part. When we talk about materials, for this material, what do they call it? Pure clay, not pro clay, pure clay. Sometimes these, let's find one that I don't like. Oh, I like all of them. Oh, they're all cool. Oh. So normally what I do is I grab one and I just test the durability of these. Don't do this at home. Under normal use, I've never had a problem with China clays, all right? But sometimes you can just snap them like that, okay? So you can see label, and you can see that clay material. You can see there's no, it's plastic. I mean, put some clay in there. I don't know how they weighed it down. But you can see there's no metal slug in here, okay? So if you play poker with the vandals, with strong fingers who like to break your chips, maybe not for you. By comparison, you know, you can get some ABS metal slug chips. Oh, these are the Amazon variety with the sharp flashing around the edges. These will not break. They have a big metal slug in there, okay? But there is a weight difference. So we might as well pull this bad boy out and go again. A metal slug ABS chip will weigh more, generally speaking, than pure clay. Is that what these are now? 13.5 grams versus, you saw earlier, 9.5 grams. So interesting materials, interesting choices. Phoenix card room. I do like the Phoenix mold. They do look like a handsome chip. So would you buy these? As I always say, your opinion is more important than my opinion. And while you write your comments in the comments below or on Poker Chip Forum, longtime supporter, longtime patron of this channel, thank you, Tommy, for sending this tabletopper out. Yeah, I post these videos on Poker Chip Forum. You can go there and we can have discussions about these things. Now let's make sure there's no jokers in here. All right, looks good. This represents the pot. It's not realistic. It's just, we're on YouTube. Come on. We're not really, this isn't really Texas Hold'em. This is YouTube Hold'em, which is not gambling because there's no money changing hands because, come on, folks. All right. Do I have a cut card? No, I don't. All right. Well, it'll be fine. This isn't Casino. Is it Tangiers in Casino? The name of that fictional casino? All right. We're going to play Jane Doe versus myself. We're not going to get started. We're not even going to get started about my feelings about Jane Doe. All right. How is this going to work? We have space, so let's use the space. 1, 2, 3. I burned a card. Flop. I'm just going to play this blind. I haven't looked at my cards. I don't need to know my cards. No betting cycles because we're on YouTube. Turn. And we river. You called it. Oh, snap. We rivered a 9. All right. All right. I got this, Jane. Just give me all these chips, these lovely Phoenix chips, because I have... Oh, dear. She doesn't have, at least she doesn't have the 10. Wait a second. King, king. 8. Oh, no, and the jack. No. If we split, right? Am I looking at this right? Ha! I'll take that as a victory. I don't know how I just can't get the better. I just can't. Well, if that's any indication. So let me know your thoughts about these chips. You know, they're fine. They're good. If you like them, get them. But, you know, before you drop, I mean, they're getting expensive enough now, more than ever. I say this and people are sick of me saying it. I think there's like threads on Poker Chip Forum about the subject. Get samples. If you're like, I really like them, I'm not sure I'm going to like the feel of them, just get samples. They also make a good shuffling deck. Not my personal favorite. China Clays, you know, shuffle well, but not to a point where I'm just like, yes, get me a whole bunch of those. Some of my favorites are the classic poker chips. I botched that one. Classic poker chips, some of my favorites that you can still purchase. Just go to Key West or anywhere and just get a sample set of them. They're absolutely lovely to shuffle. You can do other things. It was a James Bond, like the new Casino Royale, where he does this little flip thing. Yeah, anyway, it's fun to play with. Just get a stack. They're cool. Poker store, subject, you know, price and availability subject to change. I like them okay. You know, would I go with a set of Metal Slug chips over these? It depends. It depends what my purpose is. You know, if I had a pretty small game without little kids who, my kids still bite into things, all right? Then, yeah, I could see myself going for a set of these. I like them enough. They're cheap enough. They're not super cheap, but they're not super expensive. Yeah, maybe. But right now in my life, I prefer ceramics. If I were going to get something high-end, I'd probably buy some classic poker chips. And, you know, if I was looking for something really custom, those prices just move up from there, so not really viable. Yeah, these are probably third on my list of chips right now that I would consider. These along with all the other same material, whether it be China Clay or Period Clay, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So, pretty good design. I'll let you know if my thoughts change anything. I'll make videos. I'll keep you guys posted. And let me know your thoughts. As usual, huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe. Join us on pokerchipforum.com. It's free. Just create an account and you can chat it up. You can share pictures of your poker chips on that forum. And on that thread where I'm going to post this video. So thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.